G'day guys, Blue here, hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the final episode of our Dune Awakening series, episode 75. Now, I might start off by just saying a huge thank you to all of you guys who have been, just even hovering around the series. Perhaps maybe some of you have been watching, every single episode there is in the series, and if you have done that, then, a huge thank you to you for doing that. Really appreciate you, sticking around. But I'm pretty sure there are quite a few of you guys who are, jumping in here and there, depending on the type of content that we're, just covering off any given episode. Because, let's face it, this game has quite a bit of variety. There's, building, and obviously there's a little bit of fighting, even PvP, all that sort of stuff, which, I tried to cover off a little bit of hopefully everything, but perhaps maybe the only thing that I didn't really get involved in was, large co-op type battles or co-op raids, and I didn't really do too much PvP, although you did see me, get ganked perhaps maybe once or twice, attempting to, fight for my life, unsuccessfully, but anyway, such is life of the solo Dune Awakening player. Now, as I'm recording this, it is, I think we're on the cusp of launching into Chapter 3 of the game, which unfortunately I will not be checking out, because, we're pretty much going to be ending things in this episode. So, what are we doing this time around? Well, we're not exactly in the briefing area, are we? But let's talk mission specifics. We are definitely going out to the deep desert. One more hard location to challenge ourselves with, and that's going to be the hidden cells. Now, I have no idea what this place is like. We've never been there ever, and it is apparently a hard location, so I expect maybe 2, maybe 3 locked rooms or something like that. So again, we're going to have to defend ourselves quite profusely. Looking at our gear, just making sure that we've got what we need. I think the replica pulse sword is going to be okay for at least this run. The cutter ray I'm not so confident in, so it might not be a bad idea for us to quickly repair that. All the other items, I'm thinking maybe the Holtzman shields we can let go of, because we've got the adaptive Holtzman shield already. And, that should give us a little bit of extra space to carry more stuff, obviously. But unlike the previous episode where we raided a couple of locations, I'm thinking this time around we're only going to be doing one, because, there's the one last thing that I want to do before we wrap up the series, which is to build the final refinery. And I think it's appropriate to do that in the last episode here. It's not like I need to refine even more spice right now, and that's, essentially why I didn't really get it early. I mean, there is another reason why I didn't really get it early, and that's because, it's so expensive to get the large refinery that I've only managed to save enough up to this point, so I figure it's a nice parting gift. Are we ready? Let me just double check. Got plenty of food. Unlike the previous episode, as I said, we're only raiding the one location, so pretty sure this is going to be enough food for that if we decide to, try to use the same method with regaining prescience, which, it is a bit slow to have to try and do that, but it almost guarantees you a bit more of a fighting chance. So, should I do the welding torches? I think the welding torches should be okay. But one thing that I do want to grab before we go is another respawn beacon, which I think I can get from here. And we'll only need the one, so... Okay, I think we're ready for these hidden cells, I think they're called. So, let's see if we can find the location, and I'll meet you guys when we get there. Okay, I think we're in the area. Yes, we are. So, testing station entry right below us. I feel like the testing station entry points, they all look pretty much the same. It's the same sort of rock formation or configuration. Which, I don't know, I feel like perhaps maybe they could have made things a little bit more varied, but hey, if it works, it works. Let me just place this down right there. I could put it inside, but nah, it's okay. I don't mind putting it outside just in case, you know, we're dealing with players and then they're sort of camping a respawn. It's probably a little bit easier for us to deal with trying to escape, if that were the case. But yes, this should be the hidden cells, guys, so hoping we have a decent time in here, and hoping, I'm really crossing my fingers here, that we actually get some decent loot this time around. I mean, we found Halleck's Pick in the previous episode, which was nice in its own way. Now we know that some enemies may actually be around in these sort of corridor areas. We already see the chest over there. I know the chat is a little bit distracting there, so I don't know if I should get rid of it or just leave it. I think I'll probably just leave it, because, again, just in case there are other players that do actually want to communicate with us. Okay. Oh, we'll take bandages. It's always good to have a bit of a supply of that. Alright, first locked room. I'm just trying to get an idea of what the layout looks like. There appears to be... Is that a pathway above it? It looks like there's something up there, but I'm not entirely sure if we would be able to actually get in there. I'm just trying to think of, you know, whether or not there's space or breathing space really to get some cover. The room looks pretty small, to be fair. There's a spawn point just ahead of us, up top over there, and then there's probably another one somewhere else. Yeah, let's do this. Whoa, hang on. What's going on there?
Reveal yourself.
Who's that?
Okay, the room is actually a little bit bigger than I initially thought. So that's actually good for us, because the smaller the room, the deadlier it is, I think. I don't mind letting the heavy come in a little bit closer, I reckon. Oh, that whiffed completely. Oh, there's a sniper up here. I think it's probably important for us to just get rid of him. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, so it's behind the sealed door, so we won't really be able to get up there anyway. But yeah, there is a little bit of breathing space here, which is good. Where are the other spawn points, though? Okay, right, here. So, that's not too bad. Be able to just seek cover right here. Maybe snipe a couple of times. Okay, didn't die with 3. That's interesting. There we go. Back out of that a little bit. Cover our shields. Good times. Let's go. Good. Alright, let's just see if we can grab some loot. We're still locked in here, though. Again, same strategy as before. Okay. They seem to immediately know where we are, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, this little nook up here isn't such a bad place to seek cover in. Okay, didn't get the guy in the back, which is annoying. Yeah, I guess maybe the flame guys actually have a little bit more health than the regular heavies. Don't quote me on that. But it feels like they're taking more hits. Great. Meatballs, thank you. I'm thinking this might be the last wave of this room. Or maybe not. I didn't even realize, but there is another pathway back here. Oh my goodness, alright. I want to try and finish this guy as soon as we can. Get back here. Good. Cover our shields a little bit. Alright, let's dash around. Good. Can we get both of them? Guess we can. Great. Don't have stamina.
I got you covered.
There we go. Maybe have a drink. Okay, very good. So, no doubt there's probably going to be another room. I'm just saving my prescience. I know I'm being a little bit cheap here. Probably could have fought a little bit faster and more effectively if we did use prescience, but responsive. Not a fan, so I'm just gonna leave that behind. Alright. I'm assuming I haven't missed anything, so let's make our way up. Now these are supposed to be cells, so it doesn't feel like a jail so far though. Oh my god, alright. A couple of snipers on each side. Might start with this guy. Oh no. Okay, that was close. Perhaps maybe I should have just stuck closer to the walls here, because these snipers were a problem. Maybe what I needed to do is just try to deal with the snipers first. Alright, well, that almost went badly. Okay, moving on. Hopefully we don't have to deal with too many more snipers, but I mean, it's kind of like a prison, right? So I assume there might still be quite a few snipers around. Not sure what the right way is. Oh, okay, through here. Caught me off guard. Okay, let's back out of that. Definitely been pushed back. Yeah, these guys don't like to come upstairs, because they're just holding their position down here. Oh, I did not want to do that. Okay, slowly but surely, we're getting there. A little bit too hot there. Getting a little nervous about what we might find in the locked rooms. These enemies respawning, or what's the deal? There we go. Yeah, I do see a spawn point just back over there. I don't know if these guys are respawning or what the deal is. Okay, thank goodness. Yeah. Still hearing some more. There. Maybe I'm supposed to... Yeah, okay. Maybe we're locked to some degree. And I just didn't even know it. Let's have a look around. Okay. Don't think this is a locked room. But perhaps maybe the next one is. Oh, hang on. What do we have here? Cheeky chest. This room. Nothing too exciting though. So the last time I had trouble, locating one of the bands, so I'm just trying to be thorough. We haven't found any rooms that need to be cut open though. Okay, I see another spawn thing there, which is... yeah, that's gonna be problematic. Okay, looks like the room sort of circles around this way. So I don't know if it's like all connected or not, because I don't want to be driven into a corner, if that makes sense. Whoop. Oh my goodness. So many of these bastards. Let's run. Okay, there are quite a lot of these guys in here. Nope. Alright, alright. Let's have a drink. Okay. Boy, this is stressful. Yeah, we need to try and break a lot of these guys off one by one. Good. Good. Okay. Bad. Just chipping away at it. let's circle around. Yeah, so this place is a little weird because some of the enemy spawns don't even wait for the previous wave to end. So you do need to be mindful of that. There, see? So they've just like spawned right behind me. So that was lucky of me to have spotted, because that could have gone really, really bad. Yeah, we really want to try and thin out the scout numbers as well when we have the chance. Okay. Nice bit of breathing space here. Again, watching the spawn points just in case. What a bastard. That's so annoying.
Enemy sighted.
Okay, any more enemies spawning? Doesn't look like it. Still haven't needed to use prescience, so... We're still locked in here, though. There must be an enemy somewhere. Here. Hiding away. No. Okay. Let me get out of this place, because that's such a death trap right there. Yeah, okay, so there's another wave. Yeah. Do not want to be here, actually. Get me out. Okay, this is a decent starting location. Did he just throw something at me? I don't see too many heavies. Sure they're around though. There is the heavy. Oh, there's another one. Okay, just waiting for our skills to come back here. That's really weird. I could swear that I managed to parry some of these attacks, but for whatever reason, it's not registering. There is some weirdness happening here. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. Please die. Oh my god. Alright, alright. Let me just top that up just in case. Okay, another wave. Whew. Great. Alright. Should be maybe just some scouts. A few of them. Gotta be careful. I think maybe another one over here. Good. And one more. Tell me it's over. It does not appear to be over. Oh, thank goodness for that. I was gonna say, if we have another wave, I was gonna use prescience. Didn't even need to. So that's good. Yeah, I'll take those. Alright. Pretty sure we've seen absolutely everything in this room, and I'm not missing anything. Oh, hang on. Is this something? No, that's just the other room. That's the room we came in from, right? Okay. So, there appears to only be one reward room. Sardaukar Intimidator. It is a disruptor pistol, so interesting. Not exactly the disruptor pistol that I'm looking for, but better than nothing, I suppose. I don't even know what tier that is, so I'm gonna need to look that up. Wow, what a fight. And to do everything without prescience as well, so I was not expecting that. I am very happy with myself, guys. Let's return back to base, and yeah, we're gonna figure out what to do next. Okay, guys, welcome back to base. Now, between cuts, I did actually take a look at the tier list, just to see where our new item sits on the list, the Sardaukar Intimidator, and unfortunately, it's not really worth much. Like, well, I don't know about worth, but it's apparently not a very decent weapon. And apparently it's around B tier, so a bit disappointing in that regard, but hey, what can you do when the game is RNG based, right? Can't really control that, but hey, we had a good time, and that's all that matters. And if I were so inclined to continue playing the game, I guess what I would be doing is just visiting all of these testing stations over and over and over again until, you know, we kind of get the drops that we want. But I think I'm a little bit past that. So I was looking at my Steam, well, the game page on Steam for Dune Awakening, and apparently I've clocked about, well, almost 400 hours in this game, so I've actually played a lot of Dune Awakening, all things considered. Let's see here, I've got a few bits and pieces. Plastanium ingots. Might just quickly drop that right here. And more water tubes, I'll throw that in here. Yeah, and we're looking good. Right, didn't even need to consume any food or the prescience that time around, so I don't know. Was it a little bit easier than the previous plays? Maybe, because I felt like the waves were a little less punishing. Like, the fact that enemies just kept spawning little by little without having like actual gigantic waves one at a time. Although there was one instance where that happened, but it seemed a little bit easier to deal with, at least, you know, enemy volume wise. But I reckon if you are not aware of when enemies spawn, you could get into trouble really quickly. So you probably just want to be aware of that. Perhaps maybe that's unique to each testing station. Perhaps maybe each testing station has its own sort of system of how enemies spawn. But anyway, guys, so one of the last things I wanted to do, and that's why I kept this, you know, until the final episode, is to, I guess, reconstruct another spice refinery, or or sorry, yeah, spice refinery. So we've got the medium one here. And I do plan to set up the large spice refinery down below. The concern I have would be whether or not we've got enough energy to sustain another spice refinery. Not that I want to keep two, but I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit nervous about disassembling the previous spice refinery without having another one to replace it. So I'm just wanting to take a look at the grid before we do anything else. So 256, or sorry, 2,500, over 3,300, so we still have another, what is that, roughly 800, maybe less. What does this need? I think I might be able to take a look at what it requires over here. Power cost, 500. Okay, so we should be able to construct it without things starting to power down. And yeah, let's get it done, because we have everything. I'm gonna be so poor after this. But there we go. Finally. The spice must flow. No matter what happens on Arrakis, the spice must continue to flow. Alright, let's drop in some spice sand. So, I've got 20,000, so I can put like 2 batches in already. I'm just trying to remember how much spice you need for the medium spice refinery for it to start processing. 750, my goodness, that is a massive difference, isn't it? And I presume you get way more spice out of processing it from the large refinery, so I do want to just tidy some of this up though, because yeah, okay, this is going to be problematic to tidy up. Alright. Actually, it might not be so bad. Because all I want to do is really drop this stuff in there. I wish I could, like, transfer stuff between refineries easily. Perhaps maybe that's a quality of life thing that could be considered for future updates, but yeah, because I kind of want to get rid of this. Yeah, bear with me, guys. So another thing is, because we've got such a large refinery in place in this location, maybe I can steal this light here and I could place another light somewhere else. I've sort of just kept it there all this time because we didn't really have anything in the space, but now that we do, yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. Although it did look a little bit better with the lighting behind it, but I think we can live with this. And because now I have stolen that, I might be able to just quickly place down the light over here, which I've always been planning to place. But yeah, there we go, so that's a little bit more illuminated now, which I think looks better than before, so we'll keep it there. Alright, sorry, one more run after this one, and we can move on. I do want to place my spice in this thing. Give it a whirl. Okay, and I do need to disassemble this thing. I think I've got too much of this spice residue now. I'm not entirely sure what to do with all of it. Alright, well, let's throw 20,000 spice sand in here. And let's just watch and marvel at the thing operating. Does it have any visual flair in the center? Not really, it's just that lower section. But yeah, we will be swimming in spice thanks to that, which is very nice. Let's get rid of the old one. Very good, and I've got too much stuff now. Got more things just over here. Bit of spice melange as well, which perhaps maybe I do want to grab. That's a lot of plastinium ingots. Okay. And that's kind of it, guys. That was the last thing that I really wanted to do in the game, so I don't think I've 100%ed absolutely everything in this game, but hey, I gave it a decent crack, didn't I? I do want to perhaps maybe do one last look at the entire place, just as a final admiration of the work that we've done, especially with the base and with the entire space that we've been living in for almost 400 hours of the game. And yeah, that'll be our final goodbye, really, to the game. And yeah, we'll be moving on to the next series, which I hope you guys look forward to. I am planning to hopefully get into more of a cozy game, at least for the moment. Because I feel like I've been doing quite a lot of sci-fi recently, so let's just grab a little bit more. Man, there's a lot of stuff here. It's a little bit difficult to like move things around when you've disassembled stuff, especially when it involves such a large quantity of materials. But anyway, I'll cut out from here, guys, as I continue to clean up, and we'll cut to our final look at the base. And there you have it, guys. The entire base in all its glory. One last look before we say goodbye. Now, 400 hours, or almost 400 hours of Dune Awakening. You can't say that I didn't give this game a good crack. And you know what? I really enjoyed my time playing Dune Awakening. I've seen some comments of people sort of saying, why are you playing a dead game, blah blah blah. The simple answer is I just loved the Dune universe and I enjoyed what this game had to offer. Even though I think the game was actually a little bit popular at the, start of its life cycle, I think it lost a lot of players quite quickly, and perhaps maybe the amount of content is lacking for some, although I struggled, trying to do absolutely everything because I was a little bit too focused on making a nice looking base, but perhaps maybe it just comes down to, your playstyle ultimately. Look, we didn't exactly do everything, but I am pretty satisfied with where we ended up towards the end of the game. I probably have a few more ideas of what could have been improved for the base. I could have spent even more time placing down decorations and, reiterating all of the designs and all that sort of stuff if I really wanted to, but I think getting close to 400 hours is enough. It's probably time for us to move on, despite my enjoyment. So here we are, at the end of the road. I really do sincerely hope you guys have enjoyed your time with this series. I most certainly have enjoyed playing the game, and I do hope that you guys stick around if you're new. I do this sort of content on the daily, basically. And there's plenty of content backlog already on the channel if you wanted to check all of that out. Again, doing a cozy game next, so I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to start recording the next game, but I'll hopefully try to push that out pretty soon. And yeah, I think I'm going to be bidding you guys farewell here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop a like, chuck some comments down below, subscribe, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.